show you how great I am.
I'm gonna float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. I am the king of the world.
G5 Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. All social media is in the description box, and please hit that bell icon so you be notified when I drop that heat. This video was sponsored by my boy Fast Classic. His mixtape is in the description box. It is absolutely free. Definitely give him a download, give him a listen. And this video was sponsored by my boy Matt. Definitely check his apparel out on IG at We All From. Now, Showtime Shawn Porter got a split decision victory over Yordenis Ugas, and it was highly controversial. A lot of different opinions being thrown around. And to start things off, I had a post-fight live for this fight. Big shout out to everybody that was on the live with me, all of the new people, all of the people that's been with me since day one. The live was lit. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't been on a G5 Jeff TV live, it definitely be lit. So definitely tune into the next one. Now, I didn't watch the fight live. I was out. So I was tracking it on my phone, and there was a lot of people that were saying that Ugas won the fight. So then I start my live, and I got mixed opinions on my live. I had some people on my live that said Ugas won, and it was a robbery. I had other people saying that Porter won by a couple rounds. So I'm getting mixed opinions. Like, that's the signs of a good fight. You know, so I sat and I watched the fight, okay? Now, before I say this, let me put a disclaimer out there. I'm not here to knock anybody's scorecard. If you had it for Shawn Porter, cool. If you had it for Ugas, cool. If you had it wide for Shawn Porter, cool. If you had it wide for Ugas, cool. I'm not here to debate your actual scorecard. What I want to do is ask you questions on how you came to your scorecard, okay? And the actual judges for this fight, one of them had it 117, 111 Ugas. That's 9 rounds to 3. Then another judge had it 8 rounds to 4 for Porter. So those two judges see fights completely different. They see them and judge fights completely different. And the third judge had it 115, 113 for Porter. So all 3 judges that were assigned to this Shawn Porter Yordenis Ugas fight judge fights differently. It's obvious by the scores. Obvious. I'm going to be asking questions today in regards to how you came to your conclusion as far as your scorecard, and is the process you went through consistent with what you usually do? Or do you cater your criteria to who you're watching? It may sound a little generic, but you'll understand where I'm going with it in a minute. I watched the fight, no sound, nobody around, nobody to bother me. I had my pen and my pad ready, and I scored the fight. I am a Shawn Porter fan. I'm a Kenny Porter fan. I'm a fan of the father-son combination. I'm a fan of what they represent. And I think Shawn Porter, based on the talent and the skill level that he has, I think he has overachieved in his career. I tried to give Shawn Porter every bit of the doubt in scoring this fight, and I still couldn't give it to Shawn Porter. I still could not give it to Shawn Porter. I had Ugas winning the fight. Me being nice, I had Ugas winning 7-5. Being nice, I could have easily had an 8-4 Ugas or 9-3 Ugas. But I'm not here to say that my scorecard is right and your scorecard is wrong. If you had it for Porter, that's fine. If you don't agree with my scorecard, that's fine. But this is the discussion we're going to have today. What did you go through to get to the conclusion of your scorecard? I'm going to start off with Yordenis Ugas first because I have less to say about him. As far as Ugas goes in the fight, there were some things that he was doing that I didn't like. Number one, he was following Porter around and wasn't cutting the ring off. I didn't punish him too bad for that because you wouldn't think you would have to cut the ring off against a Shawn Porter. Number two, he went long periods of time just sitting and watching and waiting, not looking busy at times during the fight. Again, just following Shawn Porter around. And the third thing is I felt like Ugas could have gave Shawn Porter more of the long jab. Like he could have gave out that Tommy Hearns type jab to Shawn Porter and made his night a little bit easier. So those are the things that I seen with Yordenis Ugas. But even with that being said, I still like what Yordenis Ugas was doing in the ring. Now, based off of the things that I just said, those might be the reasons why you didn't give Yordenis Ugas certain rounds. And if that's the case, then cool. I'm cool with that, 100%. That's my opinion on Yordenis Ugas. Ugas could have done more. He could have done more to make himself stand out more than what he did. Okay? I want people to get away from this thought that you have to quote unquote take it from the champion. Let's keep it real. Yordenis Ugas did more in this fight versus Shawn Porter than Tony Harrison did against Jermell Charlo, and Tony Harrison got the decision. Yordenis Ugas accomplished a lot more versus Shawn Porter than Tony Harrison did against Jermell Charlo. And that didn't stop the judges from giving Tony Harrison the decision. Okay? Now, let's get to Shawn Porter because that's the person that I really want to get to. Now, I'm going to come off as if I'm not a Shawn Porter fan. And I am a Shawn Porter fan, but I'm a realist first. Number one, when you come into a fight, you come into a weigh-in 2 pounds overweight, and you had to get 2 braids cut off for you to make weight, don't sit up here and tell me afterwards, after the weigh-in, that you didn't take Yordenis Ugas lightly. Like, come on. Like, come on. Like, I'm not trying to hear that. Like, I'm not trying to hear that. Like, this is the same person that got down to 144 for Adrian Broner. It was a big fight, so he got down to 144 for Adrian Broner. He made weight for Danny Garcia. He made weight for Keith Thurman. But somebody that's unknown, like a Yordenis Ugas, and you come in 2 pounds over, and y'all quote-unquote do things the Porter way? Like, come on. Like, come on. Like, that's crazy. That's number one. Number two, I do not think that he was weight drained. Because Shawn Porter did more moving in this fight than in any other fight I ever seen with Shawn Porter. But I'm going to get to that in a minute. But this is what I really want to get to. This is for anyone that scored the fight for Shawn Porter. This including my guy, The Blunt Truth. I know he listening. Just answer this question for me. Why is the criteria for Shawn Porter to win a round different from the criteria of his opponent? Answer that for me. Why is the criteria different? Like, all Shawn Porter has to do is come forward and look like he's throwing shots, and people are giving him the round. But the criteria for the opponent is they got to be just as busy as Shawn Porter. They got to throw just as many shots as Shawn Porter. Not only do they got to land clean shots on Shawn Porter, but they got to land clean shots on Shawn Porter and kind of hurt him a little bit just for a guy to get around. Like, it's the truth. Shawn Porter is not required to land clean shots to win a round on the scorecard. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, that's absolutely crazy. Like, people talk about Canelo got the judges on lock. Like, this is worse. Like, this is worse. Shawn Porter is not required. He got to be the only guy in boxing that is not required to land a clean shot in order for him to win a round. This is the second straight fight where he has won a fight, and if somebody had to make a highlight video of clean punches being landed, it's the opponent landing clean punches on him, not the other way around. In Shawn Porter's last two fights, you cannot make a highlight reel of Shawn Porter landing clean shots. That's the truth. When he fought Danny Garcia, Danny landed about 150 power shots. He landed hook after hook after hook, check shot after check shot. They made a whole highlight reel video of Danny Garcia landing shots on Shawn Porter. But what did we do? We gave the fight to Shawn Porter because Danny Garcia was, quote unquote, not busy enough. Like, he wasn't as busy as Shawn Porter. So even though Shawn Porter got hit with over 150 power shots, clean shots, Shawn Porter got the decision because he put his hard hat on and came to work the whole 3 minutes. But we gave Shawn Porter the fight. This fight, Shawn Porter was getting countered. He was getting countered all night. He was getting countered all night long by Ugas. Now, don't get me wrong. Ugas didn't stand out and say, hey, I'm the new champ. Don't get me wrong. He didn't come out and do that. Like, Ugas wasn't, like God's gift of boxing in the ring either. He wasn't. You understand what I'm saying? He wasn't. But at the end of the day, he did more than Shawn Porter. He did more than Shawn Porter. And for the people that actually scored the fight for Shawn Porter, I got one more for you. Shawn Porter did a whole lot of moving, whole lot of dancing, whole lot of shuffle football moves, and a lot of feints in this fight. Now, I'm waiting for y'all to tell me I'm wrong on this one, because I know I'm spot on. If Shawn Porter's opponent would have moved around the ring as much as Shawn Porter did, if an opponent of Shawn Porter would have did all of that ducking and dodging and feints and all of that on the outside, what's the first thing that Shawn Porter and his dad would have said? Oh, he ran. He ran. When they fought Keith Thurman and they lost the fight to Keith Thurman, they said Keith Thurman ran. They said he ran. They said Danny ran. But all of a sudden, Shawn Porter changes his style up for this fight and becomes a quote-unquote boxer. Now, all of a sudden, is not running, and we're giving him complete credit for boxing, which him and his dad are the same two people that accuse everybody of running. All of their opponents are running. And Shawn Porter did more moving in this fight than any of his opponents ever did against him. You think I'm lying? Go roll the tape back. And I'm not knocking Shawn Porter for changing his style. I'm not knocking Shawn Porter for trying to box, because I said that style that he has is outdated. Brandon Rios has that type of style. Ruslan Provodnikov has that type of style. bulldozing, coming straight through the front door, paying whatever admission they got to pay to get through the front door, and then they just going for this. That style is outdated. You're not going to beat no top-class fighter with that style. So I'm not knocking Shawn Porter for trying to box. What I'm doing is knocking the people that are going to give Shawn Porter credit for moving around the ring and boxing, but then if somebody else do it, like an Aris Landy Lara or somebody like that, y'all will turn around and say they running. Y'all will turn around and say they running. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. And I am a Shawn Porter fan. It takes a lot for you to actually try to change your style up or add a new element to your style. And Shawn Porter, I think, is either 29 or 30 years old. It's not easy to do that. I commend Shawn Porter for that. But the people that are judging these fights, y'all pick and choose who y'all want to put certain fight personalities on. Like, what Shawn Porter did in the ring was no different than what Aris Landy Lara does. No different. Move around the ring, 1-2, he boxing. There's nothing wrong with boxing. I love boxing. I love a boxer. A boxer puncher is my favorite type of fighter. He fought no different than Amir Khan. Amir Khan comes in, flashes in, throws a little combination, tries to get back out, and then he moves around the ring again. Like Shawn Porter against Ugas he fought like the old Amir Khan. And the thing is, I'm not going to knock Ugas for not cutting the ring off. I'm not going to knock him for that because you're not training to cut the ring off against Shawn Porter. You thinking he's going to come right to your front door. So I'm not knocking Ugas for that. The thing is, with Shawn Porter, y'all may think that he's keeping people guessing as far as his foot movement. Nah. He wasn't keeping me guessing. He wasn't keeping me guessing. See, the real boxers, the real fighters, you know, the technicians that can boogie on you, see, they can do all that moving and dancing and all that and throw at the same time. See, that's the difference between Shawn Porter and a real technician. You take a guy back in the day like a Pernell Whitaker. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll dance on you and boogie on you, and he's still throwing shots while he's doing his moving and dancing. Prince Nassim Hamed, he's another one. Roy Jones, another one. They can move, boogie on you, and punch all at the same time. You want to know the difference? When Shawn Porter's doing all that moving around and all that dancing and those football shuffles and all that and the feints and all that, Shawn Porter don't throw one single punch while he's doing it. Go run the tape back. Go run the tape back. All he was doing in that fight was moving around the ring, showing his footwork, and then he had to stop his footwork and then start punching. Like, it was clear as day. He'll do his footwork and then he'll punch with a jab, whether it's to the head or to the body. No hook, no uppercut off of that movement, nothing. He'll show you some movement and then he'll give you a jab. All Ugas was doing was standing there waiting for him to stop dancing, for him to throw that jab so he can come over the top with the right hand. If you don't think I'm telling the truth, listen to what I'm saying and go back and watch that fight. Shawn Porter cannot do footwork and punch at the same time. He can't. He can't. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, you could tell that he's working on things that he worked on in the gym, which is cool. And a lot of times Kenny Porter gives him the correct information. But the stuff that Kenny Porter wants for him to do, like, a lot of times Shawn don't give it to him. Shawn don't give it to him. Like, Shawn Porter has real good movement. He has real good foot movement. But it's all for nothing. He does all of that foot movement, and he's not ducking no shots. Nothing. He's not doing none of that. He's just moving just to be moving, thinking he's keeping his guy honest. He's not keeping his guy honest doing that. When a person know that you're not going to throw a shot, they going to stand there and time you. They gonna stand there and time you. And that's what your Ugas was doing. I mean, going forward, I mean, they may force an immediate rematch, but if they don't, Shawn Porter better take a unification fight right now. Shawn Porter's not good enough to fight the Ugas of the world and fight like that and think he's going to escape with victories. Just can't. He can't take that risk. And people should not take this fight for granted and just sweep it under the rug because Shawn Porter got this type of a decision. Let me remind you, Errol Spence is not a busy thrower. He doesn't throw a whole bunch of punches. Like, he's just precise with his shots. So Shawn Porter fighting this way against Errol Spence, he could very well get a decision over Errol Spence too. Because Ugas probably throws more punches than Spence. But if this was Errol Spence fighting Shawn Porter and Shawn Porter got a decision like this, y'all will be up in arms, but y'all are not up in arms about it because it's Ugas. And let me remind you, Ugas was Errol Spence's mandatory for over a year. Don't sweep this under the rug, y'all. Don't sweep this under the rug. Like, if you had it for Porter, if you had it for Ugas, cool. But we all need to stick to one criteria when it comes to judging a round. And that's my point of this whole video. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.